Yes, this is what we're going to talk about now on this video, anger. So, people always ask me, what do I think about anger? Like people say, don't get angry, don't do this with anger. Anger is like idol worshiping, avodah zarah. So, let's get something straight. Anger is part of the emotional feelings that we experience when we feel we are in danger. When we feel there's a threat around, something is making us, intimidated, we feel insecure, we feel hopeless, we feel embarrassed, we feel inferior, we feel like we are in danger. So this loud part of us comes up to protect that insecurity that's happening within us. So I'm just going to put this on the plane mode because I forgot to do it, and I'm going to do it with you. So I'm comfortable with being able to acknowledge what just took place, right? If I would get very embarrassed, I might have get angry at myself and upset at myself, and I'm like, oh man, I have to do this again. But I didn't, because I keep trying to practice and practice this with myself. So anger usually takes place when we feel intimidated, when we feel like we're in danger, and we feel like there is something threatening us. Our sympathetic nervous system goes into effect. So that's part of our nervous system in our brain. Usually we are in our parasympathetic mode, and when we feel intimidated and scared, we go into the sympathetic nervous system getting activated. When that gets activated, an abundance release of adrenaline and cortisol goes into our body. So our body starts going into the fight, flight, or freeze more. Fight is usually people who go into rage and anger and screaming and yelling. Flight are usually people who become very anxious and just like want to run away and just not to deal with it, and they just go into escaping. And freeze are people who just sit there and hold on to the emotion and just ruminate and go inside of themselves, and they freeze. They just don't know what to do. So, how do you do this? What do you do, and how do you deal with it? So, one of the things I wanted to mention to you is that the concept of emotions is very relatable in the book of Torah, and about different feelings and different emotions. We learn about Yosef HaSadik, about him crying. We learn about Miriam Hanavia when she was happy. And they crossed the Red Sea. She took all the women and they were dancing. We learn about Moshe Rabbeinu telling God, listen, I'm stuttering. I don't know if I could really do this. We learn about Abraham, his curiosity and his wonders. All the emotions are taught to us throughout the book of Torah, the Old Testament, and it's very real, very genuine. Furthermore, we also learn about God's anger. The Torah talks about God's anger, and the word it uses is af, vayachar af, erech apayim, slow to anger. Af, the word af is what's used to refer to anger. So, what's the lesson that it wants to teach us? Us as human beings, we have a mind, we have an intellectual ability to redirect ourselves and better assess what's going on and understand and put the frame around what just took place. So, the first step is to take a moment and evaluate and say, is this really a danger? Is this really an actual danger? Is my life in danger? Am I really threatened? Is what's bothering me really something that should set me off? So evaluate it, like assess the situation. The next step is to tell ourselves, okay, I'm feeling this sensation of anger in my body. It's true. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling inside of me. How am I going to get it out? So I need to release it, whether it's tapping your leg, your feet on the floor, whether it's starting to shake your hand, whether it's also like kind of calming yourself down. There's a researcher, his name is Peter Levine. He does a lot of research about somatic therapy and how to release it and not to hold on to the emotions. You see people that as they're aging, their feet, their toes, their hands are like really crumbled up, or even the line, I mean, with all these like um way of like wrinkles and stuff, moving it away, like it's the in thing now that people are like removing it. So for not wanting to lead yourself to that, you got to practice this now to get your parasympathetic nervous system activated. So, as I told you, you see these people that are older, they're like, arthritis is so bad, but their arthritis looks interesting. Their hands look like this, their toes look like this, because they were always in this constant tense and anger mode. So, what you want to do is you want to work on yourself to get your parasympathetic nervous system activated. So, that gets activated by getting more oxygen into your body, getting more relaxation in your body, slowing down, feeling your heart rate, kind of doing these exercises with allows you to feel the tension in your body and then releasing it. So this constant mode of having that fearfulness, like the sympathetic nervous system getting activated and then relaxing, because you want that constant flow of cycle to be happening and not get stuck in a place. Emotion and experiences are like the wave of the ocean. They come and they go. Feelings don't have to stay there forever. Feelings don't have to make you feel like you're going to drown in it and never be able to survive. That's wrong. Feel your feelings. Notice your feelings. I always say when my kids are crying, my father is like, when we go home, I'm going to get you ice cream. I say, no, Dad. Don't tell her, Dad. Let her have it. Let her have her feelings. So he says, what should I say? Say, I'm noticing you're upset. I know you're upset. I'm noticing. I'm seeing your upsetness. Let them have their moment of releasing their emotions and their feelings. So, what do you do in a case of a spouse, right? We have parents, some of us have kids, some of us don't. When it happens in an adult, right? When someone is in the rage or in an anger mode, the last thing you want to do is tell them, don't be angry. Why are you angry? It's not going to help anything. What you want to do is notice it for yourself. Oh man, that person is very activated. So telling yourself, whoa, I'm noticing this dysregulation of that person. It seems like, they're just very, very enraged. So what you say is, you know what? Let's talk about this later. I'm going to talk about this with you later. And you need to be mindful of the words you're using, because everybody knows their partner. What's going to set them off more is not what you want to say. Or when the kids are going at it more, you say, you know what? Let's visit this again another time. You know what? Let's give this some time and we'll come back to it. You know what? It seems that, it has become very stressful right now. So we're going to talk about this later, right? You don't want to feed into it. You don't want to and also, if you know your spouse is sensitive with certain things, you got to work with yourself and as a family to make better planning. Some people's body gets charged up more. Some people's body are more slower. So you got to figure out where you're holding, where your partners are holding, and do better planning. And if you know your partner is more likely to get charged up or stressed out with these things, then you got to do better planning beforehand. And also have a family meeting of what are the some words we can use to better deal with this is when one of us is more activated. Whether you call it activated, stressed out, charged up, overwhelmed, whatever word works for your family, notice it, acknowledge it, and have good way of coping with it. Anger is a normal emotion that people experience. It's what you do with it that makes all the difference. I always tell my kids, you're allowed to feel your feelings of emotions of anger, but you're not allowed to take it out on anyone. You're not allowed to hurt anyone. You're not allowed to cause harm to anyone or yourself. Feel your feelings. I'm all for that. Feel your anger feelings. But you got to I got to make sure that you're safe. Safety comes first. And also modeling for them. Ima is feeling angry right now. I'm gonna go for a walk around in the front yard. I'm gonna go drink a cup of water. I'm gonna go to the room and just do some breathing by myself. I'm gonna put some music and just like get the energy out of my body. I'm gonna just close my eyes and do a few minutes of meditation. I am feeling angry right now, and this is what I'm gonna do. Is the way to do it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't ever, ever lie to your kids when you're feeling angry or whatever it is. Help them understand how to deal with it the healthy way and learn with them. That's the best way to make it happen. Thank you so much for watching. This is Natalie Zangon. @gmail.com. And also check out our website, www.jewishchildrensvillage.com. And also view my videos on YouTube and subscribe. Natalie Zangon. Thank you so much. May the words that came from my heart and my connection from God and the ability He gave me to share this with you sit in your heart and help us to have better choices of our behavior and make a better impression as we exist in this world and bring more light into the world. Thank you for watching.